welcome y'all to segment 3 of the wind down. Last week we talked about depression, and this week we're going to talk about suicide. It's going to be real raw, real uncut, unfiltered, and everything in between, so y'all make sure to tune in until the end. Now let's get into it. I just know as a child I had a lot of skeletons in the closet. I was depressed, I was scared to speak up, I was bullied, I just didn't know how to regulate everything that I was feeling, And so I did have a time period in my life where I was very suicidal, and I also had a time period in my life where my guardian found out that I was having suicidal thoughts and planning on taking my life, and found out that I was in fact harming myself. I was cutting myself, and I was really just hurting myself physically and mentally in ways that I should not have been doing. And when they found out, what they said to me, I will never forget. I will be 23 years old and I'll never forget. They found out that I was cutting myself, and they saw messages where I said that I wanted to no longer be here. And their response to me was, well, if you don't want to be here, how about you go up there and you just take your life? And it was crazy, right? This is somebody who's taking care of me. This is somebody who's supposed to be my guardian. You're supposed to love me, and this is what you say. Now, if you see this video, know that I am not trying to down talk you in any way. What I'm trying to do is spread awareness to people. There are people out there that are having suicidal thoughts that are smiling every day, and you would never know it. It is so important to be kind. It is so important to be aware. It is just so important to just be a good person. Honestly, just be a good person, because you never know what somebody is going through. You never know if what you said is that last breaking point that they needed to really jump off the ledge. And you don't want to be that person. You don't want to be that person who doesn't take suicide serious. You don't want to be that person that says, oh, well, people say they're going to do this all the time, but it's not really going to happen. And then now you want to be sad when it really happens. Take action before. I'm not about that life of trying to change things after something bad happens. I like preventative action. Let's do something to prevent things like that from happening. Let's learn how to talk to people. Let's educate ourselves on being empathetic. Let's be understanding. Let's educate ourselves on suicide hotlines. Let's educate ourselves on different materials, different types of education that we can read for ourselves, but we can also give to other people to learn. It's just too many supplies and services and information out there for us to still be faltering and not leveling up. I will let that generational trauma die with me. I am not mad at that family member, because I know how their upbringing was, and I know that mental health wasn't anything that they talked about. I know they didn't talk about it, so I can't expect somebody to raise me when they've never even seen it done. How can you raise me properly if you've never seen proper raising? So I don't hold vendettas, grudges, or anything like that. My main purpose and goal in life is to make sure that the next generation, they don't go through that. If I have kids, my niece, my nephew, anybody, they will not feel like they have nobody, because if there is nobody in the world else, they at least have one person, and that's Deja. They got me to call, run to, and everything. I will always be there, because I know how it feels, and I really do know that there are other people out there who feel the same way. There are other people out there who were bullied as a child and they suppressed that. There were other people out there who had a hard childhood and they suppressed that. There are a lot of people out there who had these things going on, and I'm here to tell you that you are not alone. Mind you, this is the best mental health community that there is. If you ever need to talk, I am a DM or an email away. Now, as a child, if you're a guardian and you're reading that your little child that's in middle school is talking about being depressed, or is just talking about being insecure, now that I'm older, I can see just how silly that may seem to an adult. Because when you're an adult, as an adult, you see that the bills don't stop coming. You breathe, you sneeze, you live, you got bills. So a lot of the times, we're That's all that matters. I'm worried about my livelihood. I'm worried about my life. This little girl over here talking about killing herself because some little boy don't like her in school. But what you parents need to understand is, parents, I'm talking to y'all. If you're hearing this, I'm talking to you. What you need to understand is, please stop trying to make your children have mature adult minds. That little boy that she like in school, or that test that she's stressing about, or that tryout that she didn't make, that literally is your life when you're that age. That literally is your life when you're that age. Like, that's all that matters. You don't have a bill, a mortgage, a water bill, a light bill, rent. You don't have all of that to worry about. So all you can worry about is those cheer tryouts. All you can worry about is that little boy or that little girl. That's all that matters to you in your mind. And like back then, I could just think about how many times I thought my world was gonna end over nonsense, like stuff that doesn't even cross my mind anymore. I thought my world was gonna end. But just because now that I'm an adult, I know that does not mean that you invalidate a child's feelings. Those feelings are very much valid. Those feelings are very much real. And I just can't agree with trying to make children grow up faster. Then people be quick to say, oh, children are grown, or you're fast, and you're this and you're that, but you're treating me like I'm grown and you're treating me like I'm fast. So there's a disconnect. I will always advocate for mental health. I will always take somebody's suicidal ideologies seriously. I feel like you should do the same, period. I shouldn't even have to say this, but especially if this is somebody who you love and you care about, why would you want them to not feel loved and cared about? I went the better part of my life recovering from that one very statement, from somebody who is supposed to take care of me and love me and treat me like I'm their own, and you basically told me that you wouldn't bat your eyes twice if I was gone tomorrow. And that really hurt my feelings. So I really do want to say that as people, as a community, we need to be better coming together and being there for people, and just being kind. Being kind goes a long way. You never know what somebody is going through. So why would you not be kind to them? Why would you be rude to somebody and you don't even know what they're going through? Make that make sense. I just want to say, coming from the household that I came in, coming from a Black household, from a single mother household, it was hard to have feelings. Like it wasn't one of those things where you were allowed to feel, or you were allowed to be sad or have all these different types of emotions. Like it wasn't no time for sadness. It wasn't no time for emotions, because you living in a single parent household, and she has to do this and she has to do that, and she has to take care of you, and you have all the other things to do. So a lot of times parents don't even give you the opportunity to express yourselves, and you're scared to because of the responses that you already know that you're gonna get. There are people who walk around every day with smiles on their faces and everything is wrong. There are people who walk around and act like everything is okay when nothing is okay. This is why I stress to be kind. This is why I stress to be empathetic. This is why I stress to think before you speak, because once you put that out in the air, it's very hard to get somebody to understand that you made a mistake. Mistakes are inevitable and mistakes are going to happen, but everybody isn't understanding, and everybody doesn't have that level of maturity or understanding that you may have, or that self-awareness that you may have. That's why I really stress and advocate for just being kind and just being mindful of what you say. Word of mouth matters. There is power in the tongue. Please be careful with what you say. Please be careful with how you say it, because your tone matters just as much as what you say. Your tone matters just as much as your usage. So just be careful with what you say to people, because a lot of people are on that last ledge. A lot of people are one step away from taking that one final step. And I know I was that girl. I was that girl that was ready to go. I was that girl that was depressed. I was that girl that thought I wanted to die. I was that girl that thought that dying would make all my problems go away, that life was harder living than it would be to die. And you get a lot of just nasty remarks from people, and I just think that it's really important for us, especially it's May, Mental Health Awareness Month, which is all year long, but especially during May, take the time this month to educate yourself, Take this time this month to learn yourself, learn the people around you, your family, your friends, your loved ones, and find out better ways to talk to people when they're in a bad state. There should be different ways that you speak to people when they're feeling different ways. If somebody is feeling upset, mad, angry, if you're feeling these confused, overwhelmed, anxious, if you're feeling these different emotions, learn how to talk to people. Learn what to say. Read the room. You know what I'm saying? Learn how to read the room. Learn how to do better. Learn how to be better. That's the only way we're going to progress, y'all. We're not perfect. And that's why I'm not mad at that family member, because I know that family member didn't have the best upbringing. And who am I to judge you because you didn't know something? That's why I stress generational trauma. I will not be that one to start another generation of the same hurt that I had. The hurt that I had dies with me. The hurt that I had dies with me. The trauma that I lived stops with me. I'm not doing that to my kids or my nieces and my nephews. That's just not gonna happen. So I think that even if you're not a parent, or even if you're not somebody who plans on being a parent, this is for everybody. This is for any and everybody. Be mindful of what you say. Be mindful of how you talk to people. Be mindful of what people maybe have going on. Just be a moral of the story. Just be a nicer person. Just be a nicer person and watch how better your life is. Watch how better the lives around you are. Watch how you grow and glow when you just be a little bit more kinder. And guess what? It's free. It is free to be kind, so start today. Thank y'all so much for tuning into this. If you listened on Apple or Spotify, y'all make sure to give it a 5-star rating so other people can find the podcast. Mind you, we are the best community. And if you're listening on YouTube, make sure to hit that bell for the notifications. And don't forget to subscribe. Join the family, the best community there is. I so very much appreciate y'all for being here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for pushing through another day. You are appreciated. You are thanked. You are loved, and you are welcome. See y'all Saturday for the next So You Mean to Tell Me. Bye.